Thank you for staying with us on the conversation. Right now, we'll be looking at a very critical sector of the economy, which is power. And the former Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, resigned his appointment from the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a few weeks ago to vie for the governorship ticket of the APC in Oyo State. And now Mr. President has nominated another son of Oyo State, Joseph Tegbe, as Minister of Power. Of course, he's still awaiting the confirmation from the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So what are those priorities that should be the focus of the Minister-Designate for Power? And of course, what are the challenges that he should address once it's confirmed by the Senate? We have in the studio with us Omoba Adeyinka Oyediran, is a social affairs commentator. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, your brother, our brother, the former minister.
Where are you coming from? I'm not from Oyo State.
But you're a Nigerian.
Of course, yes.
So he resigned his appointment to vie for the governorship ticket of the APC in Oyo State. And now we have a minister-designate waiting for the confirmation of the Senate. So having studied the challenges that Adelabu faced when he was still in charge of the Ministry of Power, what were those challenges, and what do you think should be the priorities of the minister-designate once it's confirmed by the Senate?
I would say that over a long period of time, it has been a kind of economic debate within the space of growth of Nigeria. We have been debating issue of power for how many years now? When you talk about reforms, over a long period of time, the reforms have been more of a paperwork as far as I'm concerned. And the reason is not far-fetched. I want to look at it from an angle that power, not just stability, but has to be sufficient for us to talk about growth in Nigeria, for us to talk about industrialization, for us to talk about job creation, and anything that you imagine so many countries that have left Nigeria to neighboring country, West African country, where they are now producing and they are bringing back into the economy. Don't forget the Dunlop Tire used to be here. Guinness, I'm not sure they are producing all what we are consuming right here. Then we have so many companies that have left, like Wahoo, AJC World. How many are we going to talk about?
All because of power.
All because of power. So, go and bring anybody from, maybe from America. If you bring them here, except he has, there are certain things I would say he has to put into consideration. He must have the political will. He must be ready to damn the consequence. And of course, for him to be able to do that, he must have the ear and the pen of the president. In other words, maybe he's going to take executive order in advance, maybe open executive order.
Like a blank check.
Like a blank check, thank you. You know, I may not like Wiki, but I think he did what I wanted. He said, look, Mr. President, for me to perform, for me to redesign, turn around Abuja, take it away from what maybe Malam just roaming up and down or whatever, to an active, a functioning capital of federal of the country of this country. I need one singular action from you. Pull me out of the single treasury account. I'll be able to perform. What is he talking about? He's looking at ad hoc question, ad hoc answer, responses. Not that I give you a job to do. You have to merry-go-round, you have to wait for one policy or the other.
Through the bureaucracy
oh my God, before you know, prices will start growing up. Yeah. Then I think that is what whoever is coming needs from the federal government. He needs a blanket executive order, like a blanket check, open one, so that by the time we tell him this is, it's not just about technical. No, sir. Technically, maybe you can just call on any of the countries that have performed. We go to Saudi Arabia. There was a day I was in Mecca. Somebody was talking to me, and he was relying on the wall, leaning on the wall. Unknowingly, his shoulder pressed the switch, and the light went off. Somebody said, "Yeah, up NEPA." I said, "Where do you think you are?"
Impulse. Okay.
Then immediately,
Right.
because we knew this is not possible. So how do they get it? So what I'm saying is that for us to have Nigeria to run better, let 10 take comes.
To have steady power supply.
For us, not just steady, add sufficiency to it. It must be enough. It's not just about 4,000.
Yeah.
Some institution over in another country, in their own environment alone, they can generate 4,000 megawatts. We are too much in Nigeria, and if we're able to attack it seriously, the finance, if it is there, if we are to borrow it and pull it there, when we have it, we can make use of it here. Our economy can grow, industrialization can come, job creation can come. Then we can even sell.
We do sell now.
No, we can sell in voluminous.
Oh, okay.
The issue of tariff, if we are selling to 1 or 2 countries and 5 countries are interested, what we are saying is that the market is there. We can make our money. It is economy. It is the zeal, the passion, the courage, the political will.
Omoba, I like how you have, broken this down this morning. And you've talked about the fact that if 1,000 Joseph Tegbe were brought into the power sector and certain things are not done, we will still not get it right. Over the years, we've also realized that generation doesn't seem to be Nigeria's greatest problem. At the moment, we are generating between 13 to 14,000 megawatts, but we're able to distribute less than 4,000 megawatts. So meaning that issues around distribution is still one of the things that we will need to manage as a country. So with Tegbe coming on board after his confirmation as the power minister, what are some of the strategies that you think he needs to put in place, especially working with the DISCOs and the GENCOs, in distributing power appropriately?
Number one, like I told you, I'll still go back to that blanket instruction.
Okay.
To be able to bring about synergy between the production, the transmission, and the distribution. Okay. If the policy, if there's no relational bearing with that, we're still going to fail. Look at it from the minute level of your area. You see some unscrupulous elements working for IKDC and they are not interested in IKDC making the money so that they will be able to inject it into the system. You see a situation where aggravated bill is still there.
Estimated bill.
Estimated bill. Sir, aside that, we have lost confidence in them. If he's coming in, he has to do something within a short period of time that will build the confidence among the consumers and even the industrialists, those that are invested their money, into organizations that are producing in Nigeria here. If I'm producing and the electricity has taken a chunk of what I've gained, where am I coming from? I will now distribute those expenses upon the product, and who is going to have it? The masses. So we are punishing the masses unnecessarily. So there has to be a good synergy between the production, distribution, and the transmission and the distribution.
Okay, Omoba, Abimbola raised something very germane earlier. If you are saying that, okay, we should put the right policy in place, the right framework in place for us to have steady power supply in Nigeria and also supply neighboring countries. Some of these facilities, some of this equipment, they're obsolete. Yes. And there is no magic you're going to perform if those equipment are obsolete. They won't be able to contain the volume of power you're going to inject into them.
We all agree that the problem is there.
What magic is Tegbe going to perform?
There's no magic. Nigeria has to endure a little bit. If we are saying confident, we're having confidence in whatever is designing. One, you talk about the equipment. Majority of them are obsolete. We have not renewed them. That comes around the issue of finance. If we really want to overhaul the entire system, we can manage what we're having over the period of maybe a few months, while we will see that he's bringing in new equipment, and that comes to finance.
Bringing new equipment for the Gencos and the Discos who are investors. Are we Father Christmas?
No, what that is what I said, that our policy in the past, I told you that the reforms had been a paperwork. It does not match the reality on ground. These people, okay, now that the federal government has tried to decentralize it, giving the state the power to be able to make their own
generate their own power.
Yeah, exactly. To be able to do that. Let me tell you, we have a lot of policies that have been wrong in the past. Do you know that this they say collapse of the maintenance of grid? Majority of those places that the grids are collapsing, they don't generate light there. We generate from here. We transmit to them. Because of one reason or the other, they are collapsing because to me, it is man-made.
Or should we start depending less on the national grid and look at other sources
of
generating power?
We don't need the national grid.
Is this where the states would come in, especially
of course, the licenses that have been given to the state, those states that we live, especially Lagos State, we need the light here. We can fund it. And the policy, if the right policy is in place, now that the license has been given to them, they should take it headlong so that other states will come and emulate. We should cut ourselves away from the grid. We are producing something here, and you are distributing, you are producing something that the state is producing. You are sending it to the national grid where they are not producing. Let me tell you, what you don't have, you cannot cherish it. How many, what are they using light for in some areas? Enjoyment. We are using it for production. Productivity has to match what we have on ground. And what we have as productivity has to match our usage and what we can pay for. Take Magodo phase 2 to consideration. Some years ago, the light there was epileptic. Some people came together and said, look, we can get these people to give us 22 hours a day. But this is the amount of money we can pay for it. 3 months, go and think about it. After 3 months, we came back and we said, we want this light. If only we have the assurance. Within the first 3-4 months, we were seeing light almost 24 hours. Nobody was complaining about the tariff. You understand me? And they are enjoying it. So, okay, then you have a lot of sabotage. A lot of organizations are in Nigeria that are using light and they're not paying for it. How many welders?
That's energy theft.
Yes, sir. How many welders are paying for the volume of consumption that they are taking? You understand me? Or that they're using? How many refrigerating centers, what do you call this? Frozen foods.
Okay.
You know they run power almost 24 hours.
Right.
Are they paying for? If you are ready to pay for that, then be using it. Electricity, you have to pay for it so that you can get it continuously. That's why I say 1024 take-back cannot solve Nigeria problem within a short period of time. It has to be consideration, consensus addendum, meeting of two minds between the masses, the government, and he himself that is coming. I would have preferred a situation where we bring about the ministry to be a consortium, like 4
of ministries together.
4 ministers.
Okay, instead of 1 minister.
Instead of 1 minister.
You think it's too huge?
One could be technical, one could be for the transition,
yeah, I think
one could be for marketing.
I think there's now a special advisor. Now also,
I need full-fledged.
What is the difference between full-fledged and
special
special advisor?
Bringing brains.
The special advisor is also a brain in that sector. So does the office really matter?
Then we need to pull them off from the usual ministerial arrangement.
Let's talk about issues around metering. Also, because sometimes we also have issues around energy theft, issues around proper metering. Are some of the issues that Nigerians will always raise, especially the discos, always complaining that people bypass and they do not pay for electricity that they consume. Some will just use their meters as dummy, but still tap electricity and still steal electricity from the government. So issues around metering, issues around the bands that Nigerians are band A to band E.
You also add to it people that are paying for what they did not use.
Okay.
They are paying for what they did not
Is
use.
it possible to pay for what you're not using?
Go to Lascopa. Every day they are in
Lascopa.
In discussion with people that are coming, look, I have only 2 rooms.
Okay, estimated billing.
Estimated billing.
Yeah, but for those who use estimated billing, okay. Let's talk about metering, proper metering, and then talk about energy theft, which also has been complained by the distributors, that this is one of the reasons why there are also shortcomings in their responsibilities to Nigerians. So, for the minister and the ministry, how do you think these issues can be tackled?
We need to have a serious national conference on this, where everybody will come on board and say, okay.
Or we declare an emergency.
We declare we need it. It's because without it, like I told you from at the inception, that without reliable power supply, sufficient, not just is regular, but it has to be sufficient. It's not a situation, maybe we are going to declare state of emergency, and we said, okay, or we're going to pass fatwa that no more importation of generator you understand me? Because with that, if those people are still selling, it's a marketing environment, they will still want to excel, and they will still not want our electricity, to be stable. If it is not stable, what are they doing? You go to Lagos by the express road, you find so many companies, Mecano, Keniko, this and that, whatever. Chinese companies are bringing generators there. Why are they bringing it? It's because, and their prayer. Take a clue from this. I went to Lagos Island one day. I saw a street behind Savannah Bank where people are displaying coffee. They are selling coffee. I asked them, if you don't sell, do you normally pray to God that you want to sell?
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
And they said,
it's their business.
I said, do you know the interpretation? You mean people should die? So those who are bringing generator into the country, what are they saying? They say
they should
our
no
lives
electricity.
remain epileptic, so that they will continue to sell. We need a strong position in Nigeria that, okay, from henceforth, don't bring generator into Nigeria. If you like, you can do alternative like turbine, wind vane,
right.
solar. We can
alternative
Somebody
energy.
Was telling me that even in Aswo Villa that they are now relying on
alternative energy.
If everybody has to go for solar, let us go. But if we are talking about manufacturing and want the growth to be there, we must first of all declare state of emergency. Immediately we do that, we call a conference. We now say, okay, what are the challenges that we have? Take Bay alone cannot solve this problem. He needs Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to give him blanket instruction. We need some factor that those criminals that are disturbing the transmission, whether it is death sentence, you understand me, whoever is being captured, then the license that have been given to state, we need to strengthen it. We need to, because if they don't build confidence, nobody will want to, no investor will come and put their money there. And we need strong investor that will put their money into this environment such that we will liquidate all those old whatever. Then even our staffs, the staffs need to be trained and retrained and give them incentives that will not make them to steal. Because they are also collaborators. The individual person cannot easily steal electricity if it doesn't have collaboration within among the staff. So if we don't put all this into consideration and put a policy that will make sure that all these things we are setting, you have to do your part. Generation has to be to this level. Transmission has to be to this level. Once those who said they are businessmen that are invested in you, let us check their record. Let us do the man that did auditing and discovered that some people are stealing Nigerian money. I can't remember his name. I think it's the one that discovered Emefiele that he has stolen Nigerian money. Let us bring the people that have invested in it. Have they not made their money? If they have made their money, they should, in the spirit of let Nigeria be better, enough it should be enough. It's either they're ready to inject more money into it or call for collaboration, or they should go and sit down. Or if Nigeria need to settle, I learned federal government has settled the problem at the local airport now between by Courtney and so that those old buildings, we can do the same thing in energy sector
Right.
to settle those we need to settle and bring about new developmental activities. We have done the same thing now with the NNPC. All the billions of naira that have been put into it, they've discovered that Nigeria cannot run it. They have now called for supporting hand from either a Chinese company.
Chinese, yeah.
You understand me? To come and do. We can do the same thing in the power sector. So that if we need to settle some, we can settle some debt once and for all. Please, this one you have taken is enough. Go. We want to revive the whole thing so that Nigeria we can go on the new pedestal.
Okay, it was Adelabu that introduced all these bands, A, B, C, you name it.
That one has failed.
Is that what Tegbe should also remove? Because as Nigerians, we all have equal rights and we're expected to enjoy power supply.
It failed woefully.
Sorry,
and that's why I'm afraid of him
Omoba,
when he said
please.
he wants to contest for Oyo State.
But Tegbe also contested in 2019. Let me quickly add to what Jibola said so that you can handle issues, together with what he said. With the issue of the bans and the tariff, which you have said,
have failed.
which you have said they have failed. I'm coming from this angle. In looking at how tariffs should be handled going forward, if, of course, is confirmed as the next power minister, should we also get to a point where the tariffs does not have to be national? Can we do the tariffs state by state so that what you're paying in Lagos, for example, could be different from what you're paying in Sokoto, depending on what you're consuming, or must it be a national a billing system where wherever I stay in Nigeria, electricity bill under any band that you fall in has to be the same?
As much as we continue to use what is obtainable in Lagos State to other areas, we will continue to fail. The standard is different. It is not the same rent I pay in Oyo State
That's
that I pay in Lagos
Lagos.
State. What brought about that? The standard of living, the economic environment, what we are going to pay. Why are some people living under bridge in Lagos State? Do you think they love it? It is because
affordability.
Of course, not just affordability, because the nearness to the source of their daily living. They will go from under the to on top of the bridge to go and sell, and they will make their money. They call some places Ileru or Ileru in my 12. People will come from Oyo State on Monday, and they will be sleeping in a hall 100 naira per night, all because they want to sell market to make money. Right. So we can't be using, we must remove that. It should be a state affair. What is obtainable here? In other states that you are talking about, their consumption is very less. Some areas, if you go to Kebbi State, what are they using electricity for? It is for enjoyment.
To listen to their transistor radio, probably.
You understand me? It is for enjoyment. But it's in Lagos, it is more of manufacturing, production.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are paying high tariff for your production, you can spread the cost upon whatever. It's a different ball entirely. Right. So the solution is what the president has done by segregating states away from the national grid and empowering them. And when Ashwaju told them that if I come back in the next election without giving you electricity,
don't vote for me.
Don't vote for me. They thought he was joking. He can easily stand by them and say, the electricity is not a national issue now. Go and meet your state governor. As far as I'm concerned, I've provided for the national. The solar, whatever in Aso Rock
is working.
Is working. So if your state is not working, talk to your governor.
Hold your governors responsible.
It will get to an extent that even the local government, if they have the power, they can take
generate.
license. We can domicile it so that because some local governments are more industrialized than the others.
Right.
So they are not. We don't need to force ourselves. Ma'am, I want you to look into this thing. I have done a research. Majority of the places where the grid are falling, they are not generating electricity in that side. Do you know it's only a few areas, maybe like Plateau State, that are generating that. We are generating somewhere, and we are sending it to them to use, and they cannot protect it. You cannot protect what you don't have. What you have, you cannot give.
Right. Okay, as we wrap up this conversation this morning, you've talked about political will, you've talked about the new minister, once confirmed, should also approach
building confidence in the masses and those that are in the industrial environment.
And ask for an open check.
Open check, if you can have it, so that an ad hoc question will be given ad hoc answer. Not that some grid is grid collapse somewhere. We need 36 hours to take approval before money is being released or before evacuation is being done or repair is being done. Immediate, instantaneous. This one will build confidence in the heart of the masses, and the masses will, if you are now giving them a way to go, they will say, okay, I think we are seeing if light is regular,
stable, right,
is stable and is sufficient. Okay, take for instance the issue of metering. They need to give meter free of charge. They can be taking the whatever back gradually upon the. If such a thing is being done as it's being said, people, Nigeria will have confidence, and whatever other thing that you are bringing, they can now say, let's take it. So take me. I don't. I'm not.
You don't envy him.
Right.
I was going to wrap up on this angle by saying, should he now, when he assumes his position, should he give a timeline as to everything that needs to be done to act as a check and balance for him, or it's just okay to assume that within the first year or the first 6 months he can achieve certain things?
It depends on where he's coming from. His understanding of the Nigeria, because Nigeria is a peculiar state. Understanding what is on ground, understanding the fact that the energy reform that was on ground, those ones that are aspect of it that has failed, he needs to condemn it completely. He needs to bring about new ideas, and he needs to give that assurance, and he needs the support of Mr. President. Maybe the president will say whatever Tegbe say, the federal government will do.
Okay.
If such a threat should come out and we say, masses, please give us some time, then we are performed and we start seeing it.
Right.
You understand me? When everybody is being called upon to a conference that you are doing this, if you are not doing, we are called. Any license that needs to be revoked, revoke it immediately. Okay. As well, you came on board one day and he said subsidy gone. Whether true or false, we are having. He
said so.
He said so.
Right. Okay, I would have to leave this conversation here this morning. We do hope that, like you've said, you do not envy Mr. Joseph Tegbe, once confirmed as the Senate, was confirmed by the Senate as the new power minister. He has his job well cut out for him, and he needs to start running. This one, he doesn't need to walk, he needs to start running so that at least electricity can be stable in Nigeria. And like Ajibola will say, perhaps we'll stop saying the epileptic supply, the epileptic death and abiku nature of the national grid. Thank you so much, Omoba Adeyinka Oyediran, for coming on the program this morning. We appreciate your thoughts here. We'll take a quick break. When we return, Joy will be here with her Lagos conversation.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.